So let's get started with this. This is long overdue. Miss Hercules. So let's start this thing off. Like, let's first talk about how long has it been now? What do we start in end of March?
End of March, yeah.
Right? End of March of 2021,
March.
right?
Mhm.
I'll be
That's
honest, it's been
almost
absolutely
9 months.
9 months. Okay. So it's been absolutely amazing working with you for these last 9 months. I've been doing this for 20 years, and there's really not as many people that give the level of commitment that you have. And for that, like, you're a true inspiration. And that's why I wanted to
Oh,
do
thank
this with you.
you.
No, absolutely. That's why I wanted to do this with you, because I want to show that you're a regular human being with challenges and with responsibilities, and you got other things to do in your life, but you still make time for yourself so that you can grow and accomplish the goals that you want to accomplish. So that's why I wanted to have this conversation with you today.
Okay.
So the first thing I would like to know with you is, what has been the biggest change that you've noticed over these last 9 months?
My arms are actually muscular.
Okay, all right. So you've seen a lot of
I've
definition in
never, yeah, I've never ever seen that before.
so you've never had definition in your arms before,
No,
really? But I mean, you've worked out before, right? I mean, this isn't the first time you've ever worked out. So what's
it's
the
not,
difference?
but um, I think for me, the commitment level. This is like I've gone up and down before, and I'll lose a couple of pounds, and then I'll be happy with where I am, and so I'll stop. But I actually already see me being done instead of where I am right now. And so it's just, I don't know, it's different seeing it. It's already done. That's the whole thing about it.
When you say it's already done, what do you mean by it's already done?
Because I already have that vision in my head. Nothing else is comparing to it. Everything else is just a step along the path to
Right,
where I need to be.
right. Nice,
So
nice.
it's much more structured, and it's discipline.
Right, right. Absolutely, absolutely. That definitely sets the difference. So what other so I guess what you're saying, the biggest differences that you've seen is the discipline that you've had compared to other times, and now you're able to see more definition in your arms.
Yes.
Any other changes you've noticed?
um, I'm all around smaller.
Uh-huh.
I've dropped weight everywhere, and it's not just my arms. There's more muscle definition all over my body.
Right. Absolutely. I would agree, just from seeing you 9 months ago to now. Like, you walk in some mornings and I'm like, yo, she's about to have abs popping out like any day now, because muscle, you can see the muscle in your legs, you can see it in your shoulders, you can see it in your arms. I think I took a video of you to show you what they look like in your back. So I'm like, yo, your back is looking crazy. So no, that's great, and I'm glad you made that point too, because a lot of times we focus on weight loss and we do not give enough attention to building muscle, as that like makes it a whole entire different process of just being skinny, but being strong, mobile, right? Because you've also
Yeah.
you didn't have like flexibility issues, but you weren't flexible and strong, right? You didn't have like the combination of both, and that's something that we definitely focused a lot on. Um, you know, it's like it's crazy. It's crazy to have witnessed these changes, because you've been working out consistently in the gym, the stuff I tell you to do outside of the gym. Your nutrition is on point, right? Um, so that also lets me know that you're just not having structure in the gym, you're having structure outside of the gym, right? Can
Yeah.
you talk about how are you doing these things outside of the gym that, are adding to what you're doing in the gym?
Oh, it's really just routine. They in terms like my biggest challenge really is the eating,
Mm-hmm.
and staying on track. So in order to stay on track, I really have to plan my days out and think about it beforehand. Um, when I get to the point where I'm hungry, I found that I've already lost the battle because
That's me.
I'm
Eat
gonna go
whatever.
eat whatever,
Right.
whatever is near and convenient, and then I get to the point I was like, well, already cheated, so I might as well make it worth it.
Right. Right.
But if I meal prep on Sundays and I plan my meal out and I make sure I have everything, and then I'm actually eating on schedule as opposed to when I'm hungry.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easier to stay within bounds when I'm doing it before I get the craving.
Okay. Now, to make sure, right, people understand that, you're not just somebody that has like absolutely nothing to do with your to do in the days. You're just sitting around and you have time to work out and you have all this time in the world to meal prep and you got all this time to do cardio. Let's talk about what does a day in your life look like? Typical day for you.
Okay, I would say I'm up between 4 and 5 to get to the gym. Work out for about an hour and a half. Then I'll head back home, breakfast for the kids, get them ready, get them out to school. And then when I get back, if it's a run day, I'm gonna go for a run at that time, and then afterwards, I'm showering, and then I'm gonna sit down to the computer for the rest of the day. I'm actually in the process of starting my own grant writing business, which I'm hoping to launch in January.
Excellent. Excellent. So, in other words, you got things to do.
Yeah, and a son who seems to think that my time is all of his time.
As most kids do. As most kids do. So, I mean, yeah, I feel like you have a very humble version of your day. Because if you're starting the day off, feeding kids and making sure they're good, that means when you get home in the evening, you got to deal with them again, right?
Yeah,
And then not just dealing with them in the capacity of making sure they're fed and that type of stuff, but then also dealing with what they've been through and the energy that they bring
yeah,
into the house, right?
yeah. Then there's homework, and like I said,
Yeah.
AJ always want to watch something in the evening before he go to bed. So just spending time and keeping him busy. It's been a
Right.
lot.
And what would you say is the key? Does it go back to structure again, like to keep you on point when you have all these other things? Because I mean, I have a kid too, and there's a lot of times that they come in with situations that you weren't prepared for that particular day. How do you still stay on track consistently, running, working out, meal prepping every week? Like, how do you still stay on track even though life throws things that you're not prepared for?
I have to do it first thing in the morning. Um, get it
Mm-hmm.
done and out of the way. That way, I'm not trying to get back to it.
Gotcha.
The days where I leave it for later on, it doesn't happen.
Right. 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 Okay. So let's talk. Let's like go in a time machine and let's go back a year ago. Right. Um, let's think about what you were doing in the past to try and get these results, and what did that look like?
I did a lot of called a fast metabolism diet. It's a cardio cycle. It was attracted to me because I love food. It allows me to eat a lot of food as opposed to count calories.
Uh huh.
But I would go through that. I've done complete juice fasting for a while. done extreme beach body weight training stuff as well.
Okay.
P90X, oh, just about everything I
You
could
did
think
it
of.
all, huh?
Yeah,
And so how would you compare those other experiences to this one?
this one is definitely much more structured. Um, the I like in the beginning when you told me that I've got to do something, some performance-based activity. And so it took the focus off of losing the weight and just mastering the skill.
Yes.
So that gave me something else to focus
Good, good. No, that's very true. Um, so if you was to give advice to somebody that's doing any of those other programs you tried in the past, what would you tell them?
on. Be patient with yourself, and it is a gradual build. Um, those little tweaks and little nuances that you get us to do in the beginning, it seems irritating. And a lot of times I was like, why am I wasting time doing this? But now that I've progressed, I see how those minor tasks is actually building the muscle for later on. So
Yeah.
it's not this just jump right into it and do everything at one time.
Right, right. Nah, I mean, that's a good point because I do remember certain things in the beginning you didn't want to do. You kind of you kind of wanted to do it another way, and that usually is like the biggest curve for most people is to let go of what they're used to, let go of what's being marketed all over the place, and do things a completely different way. That eventually, after you're doing it, you start seeing like, oh, I understand the benefit of doing it this way now. For the long term, for the long term. So
Yeah.
that's a good point to point out. So when like you think about the way you thought about things a year ago, does it seem kind of crazy to like have that particular mindset back then compared to what you evolved and learned now?
It does. I've actually I've stole your line a couple of times and used it. This big changes are the result of consistent little changes. And I was like, wow, that's so true with regards to everything. Even when I'm writing, that little tweak that you do make it so much better than when it was before. So I'm like, wow.
Yeah, yeah, nah, absolutely, that's great. So what's the biggest thing that you would say has helped you along this journey?
My daughter, she just
Nice.
keeps cheering me on all the time.
Great. Great. So in other words, having a solid support system. Is that
Yeah,
good, good, good.
yeah.
So your daughter is like your number one cheerleader, huh?
Hmm.
Nice, nice. So is she enough of a support? Like, does she kind of block out the naysayers and the kind of maybe negative things you hear? Like is her support like overwhelmingly more powerful than those other voices?
No, the other voices are actually much more powerful. But
Okay.
I've honestly gotten to the point in my life where I'm like, it's my time, so I'm doing this. I've always it was take care of the kids and do this for this reason. You're supposed to, but I'm like, no, I'm just doing what I want to do now,
Right, right.
and
So,
that
so you're
feels
not,
great.
it feels free, huh?
Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. All right, so I don't want to hold you too much longer. So I just want to close it off with what would be, right? Like if you were to, give yourself advice, right? What advice would you give yourself for like the future you, right? Like what would you want the future you to know about what you know now in the future?
Enjoy all of it. the one of the videos in the curriculum talked about embracing the hurt. And I'm like, I hate sweating. I can't stand sweat.
Right.
But when I'm running and I start to sweat, I'm like, wow, I earned that.
Right.
So just enjoy all of it.
Right. So in other words, kind of grow through the pain kind of thing,
Yeah.
right? And I guess, when you say that, to me, it reminds me of, there's two types of pain, right? There's that pain that you intentionally implement for yourself to grow. And then there's that pain that you don't implement, and it's painful due to the lack of your intentions of making yourself grow, and then having to deal with the other pain of the setback,
Yeah.
So it sounds like you've learned, like, embrace the pain that you're intentionally creating, because that's the pain that's going to lead to the greater path and the greater, wants and desires and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, Anna, it has been amazing these last 9 months to watch you grow. I love to continue to see what's going to happen. Like, I'm serious. Like, I can't wait till you walk in one day and like, Joe, I got abs. I can't wait. I know it's coming. I know it is a reality for you in the future. And that's just going to be the outward expression of what has continued to happen inward for you to get to that point, the level of discipline and the support from your daughter and everything else like that. So I look forward to you. I look forward to your journey and to continue, what you're doing. Now, anybody that's watching this, and if you feel like you could relate to Anna, maybe you've tried the diets and the programs and you're still stuck and you're trying to find, the motivation to get you to the next point of where it is that you want to go and what you want to accomplish, for yourself, the elite path is for you. We break everything down from training to nutrition to the mindset that you have to help you to grow and get to the next point. As you just hear her, Anna share her testimony, her journey with you. And I hope this motivates you. And if you would like some assistance, you have very easy to contact me. Probably a message right through this post here, or you can send me an email. And I would love to talk with you about your journey and how the elite path will work for you. Anna, once again, thank you so much for your time. It's been great. And I look forward to seeing you bright and early tomorrow morning.
It was a pleasure.
Excellent. Thanks, Anna. Later.